Jeddah circuit, Saudi Arabia, coming up next here in round 2 of the 2025 F1 season. Pierre Gasly coming off of a huge win around Bahrain, massive even. Mick, we kind of let Mick down. That one's on us. That one's on us. But nonetheless, Mick does have a dev point, which we'll go ahead and jump straight in, and we will throw that. I want to throw it in his braking so bad, but his reactions is a 79, and I think his reactions when he's not messing up is the biggest thing holding him back. Also, his control is a 76, which is like the whole thing. Is control really that bad to throw it in? Because his control is like one of his lowest stats that isn't racecraft. And this is literally, it says reduces the likelihood of lockups, spins, crashes, or running wide. I'm so torn. Because we need his reactions to get better for his pace to get better, but we need his braking to get better so he can brake better. But his control is horrific. Look at that, immediately jumps up to an 81. We did it. It right is into control. We need, if I can get Mick's control up to 80, I think he's gonna be flying. We'll just say that. Race prep, we're gonna make a lot of money this season. 2 into Q3, of course. Qualifying position, we're gonna do 2 in the top 10 like normal until Mick can prove to me that he's going to be of use. We'll do 2 in the top 8. Let's get a little bold, and that's going race. I mean, weekend prep done. I mean, there's nothing going on. Race weekend we go. I just sent Pierre at the worst time possible. I didn't even notice. For 28, oh, I mean, okay, to be fair, that, yeah. I said, Pierre, we might actually have to send out again. Here goes purple final sector. Love it. Oof. Look at these times. Wow. I'm going to send them out on these same set of tires and see if we can improve at all. Squeeze out Pierre right there. We'll send Meg out right behind him. Here goes purple. All right, that's a little closer. That's better. That's more like it. That's more like it. Great minds, baby. Great minds. Q1 done, dusted. P2, P3. Who is gonna be out? Is it going to be the same 5, the 2 Astons, the 2 Williams, and an Alpha Tauri? Sure, it looks like it so far. Sonoda does improve, not enough. Leclerc goes fastest. For a moment. He went fastest for a moment. He does put... We will be hopping on board with Mick as he starts his lap here at the end of Q2 here in Saudi Arabia, trying to get into Q3 for the second time this season in as many races. Should be quite an improvement over the first laps, as those tires were absolutely destroyed since they did do 2 laps on them in Q1 and then 1 to begin Q2. So we should be seeing some massive improvements as Pierre goes purple sector 1. Love to see it. Any purple sector by Pierre will stick, as he is the last. I don't know, Albon does not improve, so he is unfortunately eliminated. Pierre goes purple second sector. I think Pierre is pretty much done and through. Mick also should be pretty clearly in and through as well. We do need them to finish their laps, obviously, as they are currently sitting in the bottom. Mick jumps. Pierre goes fastest by 2.3 tenths, and Mick finishes P7. Love to see it. With Pierre trying to put it on pole, we'll watch Mick first, and then we'll hop on board with Pierre once the mixed lap finishes, as they are a bit separated out. But here we go, Mick. Try and put it up there as high as you can. Open up that rear wing. DRS open up, starting his final lap here in Q3 in Saudi Arabia around the Jeddah circuits. This is going to be a fun one to follow for sure. We're hoping to see a bit of improvement from Mick here, as well as Pierre. Pierre needs to make up about 1.3 tenths to put it on pole, it would look like. Mick does not improve sector 1, things you hate to see, especially on a fresh set of tires. Don't know exactly what's happening, but hopefully he'll be able to improve in sectors 2 and 3. Pierre coming through to finish his first sector here in a second now. We'll get a good indication of what he's at. A green first sector, not a purple sector, but he does improve on his former first sector as Mick does improve. Second sector, he comes up and crosses the line. He does improve, but not enough to make a jump, so he is at the mercy of the rest of the field as Pierre goes purple second sector, making his way down the final straight towards the final hairpin. Makes the turn clean, opens up that rear wing and is going. Is he gonna put it on pole? No! 12 hundredths off of Verstappen. Oh, so close to putting it on pole, but nonetheless, it is a front row start for Pierre and a P6 start for Mick. Definitely take those for sure. A first row start and a third row start for Haas here in Jeddah. We're not going to overthink it. Once again, we're going to kind of play it by ear on pit windows and who pits when. And we'll see how the race goes. But we're excited. A front row start for Pierre is a great opportunity here. You'll have the inside line going into turn 1 as well, which hopefully will bode well for us as we try and take Verstappen going into the first corner. A top 10 position is on the way. Here we go. To 5. Red lights in Saudi Arabia is out. And away we go. Pierre gonna have the inside line, gets a decent jump. Max gets the move. Uh-oh. Leclerc able to get that inside line into turn 2. Pierre's gotta have a lot of ground to make up if he can't make that stick. Doesn't look like he was able to. Mick thinking about trying to make a move. Bottas jumps Mick and Leclerc jumps Pierre. Ugh, not exactly the start that we wanted. Let's see.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Let's go, Mick. Back up into P6. Love to see it, Mick. Alright, we'll bump them back down into neutral. We'll leave them pushing fuel and on neutral tires. Whoa, Mick. Taking a look down the inside of signs there, huh? Thinking about it at least. Very good, very good. Pierre losing his position, a little less ideal, but at the same time, everything will be all right. There's a lot of race left. It looks like Verstappen is a lot more pace than Leclerc. They're on the same tires. All right, good news is it's all medium tires in the top 7, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about Perez, Ocon, Magnussen, and a couple of soft runners. Both Williams and Norris on the softs, which is interesting. It looks like Ocon is struggling
DRS is enabled
with losing right around that 1 second barrier. That's not what you want to see if you're Ocon. That is what you want to see if you're Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Ricciardo. See that Ferrari not get DRS here, be able to take advantage. Leclerc teetering around that 1 second mark as well. Falls out of that 1 second mark. Is he going to have DRS here? He does not. Oh, it doesn't look like anybody did at that point. Okay, there it is. Now he doesn't. That gap still. Well, oh, he has DRS on this one though. Unfortunate. Up on board here with Pierre. Max doing just enough to keep Leclerc in DRS range. DRS is a powerful beast here. We're going to continue pushing on fuel for both of these guys, probably until we get closer to a kilogram down, and then we might think about dropping it. See how the race develops from there. Oh, Leclerc running a little wide. Leclerc runs a little wide coming out of that turn. It's still gonna be enough to stay in DRS of Verstappen, but it's showing a little shaky moments for the Monegasque in the Red Bull. We're kind of just settling in. Looks like Charles is very confident into the braking zone of the final corner. Russell and Signs behind us look like they're kind of going at it. But now we're kind of just, we're chilling. Mix as just, you know, a long, as you can see, a long train all the way down to Sergio Perez. And a 2.8 second gap down to P9 of Kevin Magnussen, and then Esteban Ocon. Ocon's probably fuming just a little bit. Woo, Pierre having a little look-see, at least having a little peek of going around Charles Leclerc. This start-finish straight has been so far the most interesting one going into turn one. On is Charles going to make a move on Max? It looks like he might. Pierre trying to follow him through. Does. Can he make the move stick? He does. Pierre up to P2. Max falls to P3. Fantastic stuff. Now we'll see if Pierre can get around Charles on this upcoming couple of DRS zones. See if he can make the move stick a little more. We'll hop on board, get a better view, and see what we can make happen here. I might actually, I'm gonna leave ERS on neutral until the start finish straight and see if we can make the move stick from there. We're gonna deploy a little bit and see if we can create a bit of a gap.
Haas with an overtake there.
We can break DRS immediately. Apparently that would be lovely. If we can break DRS, we are cruising. It's gonna be close. I don't think Charles is gonna get it. He does not. He does not get DRS, which means Max is gonna be free to attack Charles here and hopefully maybe slow them down a little bit. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, Max got enough DRS to get within our DRS. Damn it. Oh, that was a big moment in the race so far. That was a big moment. It was a big missed opportunity. If Max could have missed that on DRS there again, I think we might have been cruising. We used a lot of ERS to make that happen. Charles doesn't get it once, but he lets Max go right by him that one time, and that was enough. How you doing, Mick? You kind of just, you still just kind of just vibing? Yeah? You vibe, Mick. You vibe. You chill. Although, man, Pierre's tires are getting destroyed comparatively. Yeah, honestly, as of right now, we're kind of just chilling. Verstappen does pass Pierre, unfortunately.
Red Bull moved up.
As long as we can kind of keep him in position, that's all we really need to do here. They might be reaching a point where they're kind of just going to pass it back and forth a little bit. Don't hit the wall.
The brakes are really poor.
Let's take a closer look. Now look at this. It's Pierre Gasly. They've lost control, and there's the crash. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame. Oh, and that's a crash.
Box for hards. Put a new front wing on. Oh, it's so frustrating. Bins it from the lead again. So we're gonna box for hards, try and get track position back with their first round of pit stops for everyone else, which looks like they're probably gonna be coming in 5-7 laps ish. And then go to softs at the end and try to make the most of it. Oh, it's so frustrating. we could try and go to the end with Pierre. We could realistically try and go to the end. Could we? What does this look like if we... We could try and go to the end. We'll see what the pace looks like, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. Luckily, he didn't have any other damage except for the front wing. That's it's so rough. That's so frustrating. I'm just scheming. Could he actually make it to the end on the hards? 33 seconds off lead. I mean, he's not going to be... I think we're gonna try and send Pierre to the end on these hards and see if we can make it work. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, there's a safety car in like 27 laps. If there's a safety car in like 27 laps, then we might be all right. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he just, I mean, the worst case scenario is he just doesn't have the pace, and you know, that's that. All right, Mick, you are actually our only hope here. Boy, this is tough. This is a tough one. I'll say at this point, I think just having Mick just kind of hang out in the pack is the play. Mick is now getting caught up to by the hard runners. This race got so hard all of a sudden. It got so hard all of a sudden, and I don't know what to do. Pierre is caught up to Stroll. We're gonna see if we can help Pierre get around Stroll, which shouldn't be the hardest thing to do in the world because the Aston Martin is not great, if we're being honest. Even on just push fuel, I mean, we're flying. Pierre's just going. I don't know. It's so hard. We're in a difficult spot now. He's 34 seconds off the lead. I mean, he's not necessarily going to be gaining that much. He is running 34.1, which is, you know, faster than all of these guys, but at the same time, you know, there's 33 laps left. I mean, there's a long race. A lot can happen. A lot can happen. Worst case scenario, he's going to the end. I mean, at this point, he's not going to be probably that much worse off than everyone else. He's already left Stroll 1.5 in the dust. If we can catch up to Norris, which it looks like we probably will here in a handful of laps. But this race got very interesting. It got very, very interesting. It has the worst tires of anyone in the top 10. They're pitting. Yes, pits, hards. Hit next lap.
Okay, box.
Copy for box.
Push for the front group, Mick. Push for the front group. We need to be there. Good. Good.
Car in the wall.
Copy.
Like safety car on the wall or just regular car on the wall? Regular car on the wall.
The crash.
Joe! Crashing. Ikshuaga, fastest lap. Good stuff, Mick. Good stuff. Let's try and create as much delta as we can on these tires while we have them. Mick Schumacher leading the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, by the way. Oh, if we can keep... Never mind. I'll say if we can keep Checo from getting DRS down the main straight, that'd be, I think, best case scenario. But it looks like he keeps getting like DRS just like barely. Ah! Alright, we're gonna stay on Mick to make sure that we take him off of uber aggressive tires. All right, Mick comes out in P6. I think that's about right in front of Bottas and right behind the Mercedes of Russell George. I think Mick is in a pretty good spot. And I think as of right now, we're chilling. I mean, technically, if we're going to just base purely on strategy, we are in the position we're going to be in until the end of the race. Everyone has boxed ahead of Pierre. Is it worth pushing Pierre? Go at like 1. Is it worth pushing Pierre and then throwing on Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't... Go get him, Pierre. Yeah. We'll go uber aggressive. We'll put Pierre on a more aggressive 2-stop. And hopefully use the tire delta we gain from it in the end. It's gonna be a tough slog. It's gonna be a tough slog. Mick Schumacher overtaking Russell George. Let's go.
There's Schumacher.
Down the inside. Sheesh. And he should get DRS. Yup, George Russell does not. We're gone. We're flying. Attaboy, Mick. We're gonna leave Pierre to his own devices. Looks like he's catching Lando Norris rather rapidly. Good to see. Mick currently sitting behind one Kevin Magnussen. Looks like Mick is in a provisional P2 right here, which is what we love to see. Every move we can make here from here on with Mick is gravy. There is a good 12.5 seconds up the road, though. He's going to be coming out in a leash. I mean, he'll come out in our group just about when he finally makes his pit stop. And the best part is we're going to have a tire advantage on the same tire once these guys' tires start falling off, which hopefully is, sooner rather than later. Ocon not having the pace to keep up with Verstappen is slightly frustrating, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're all on used hard tires at this point, so not a whole lot you can do here. Kevin Magnussen not wanting to make the move on one Esteban Ocon, who has now lost a good second plus. Not yet. Not yet. Now we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till the start finish straight and see if we can make a move there. Pierre Gasly has caught Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, which is good news. Oh. Gotta get around the Ferrari, mate. We gotta get around the Ferrari. Pierre, how you doing? You also just kind of chilling? Oh, what a run. You're on the outside. Back to the inside. Perfect.
That's a new race position for Haas.
Attaboy, Pierre. All right, you got a long way to go, but it's the best chance you have. I'm not gonna lie. Pick up into P4, still provisionally P2, but a large gap is forming. That was a move, to say the least. All right, Mick, we need to put in some time to Verstappen, I'm not gonna lie. Although he's putting in some work into Checo. I think this might be a battle for P2. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if we're gonna catch the Dutchman. Let's see, on this current trajectory, we might be able to extend this. All right, never mind. We still might be able to extend it on this current trajectory. I don't know. I mean, extend it by and lap, because we do have a bit of tire delta that we saved up. Pierre has caught up to one Sebastian Vettel. We need to get by Sebastian Vettel. Thank you. The good news is they're all going to be saving their tires because they know they're not pitting again. Pierre, I'm just letting just absolutely fly.
Haas with an overtake there.
Oh, he let Seb go side by side. Oh, they're all just going to filter through. Ugh. Back to the inside, though. Make it work, Pierre. That's what we pay you for. Make it work. Alright, the hard tire runners are absolutely starting to fall off. Cringe plus ratio plus you fell off. So we are putting in time to Ocon, who is hopefully keeping Sainz and Magnussen and Sainz and Russell and Leclerc and Bottas all occupied. So we'll have a bit of a gap that we should be able to exploit as we continue on. Pierre has gotten past one Sebastian Vettel, and now has a, well, now he's battling Daniel Ricciardo, and they have a 7-second gap up ahead to Bottas. So they're going to need to be putting in some work if they're going to be you know, getting anywhere close to points. I mean, it's already going to be an extremely difficult task to get to points. So it is what it is at this point. I think we're honestly just chilling. We're waiting for Pierre's pit window to come clean.
Alpine just advanced.
Looks like they finally box. Mick is up into P2 with Sainz 2.8 behind him, and then Russell 1.8 behind him. So we have a bit of clean air. Pierre finally up into P8. Trying to see if we can put in a little bit of time. We're going to run a little long, run these tires down as much as we can. Alright, box for mediums, Pierre. Box for mediums. You're going to be on a tire advantage the rest of the way. If you're going to make something happen, make it happen. All the way back down to P16. Unfortunate day for Pierre. This new scoring structure is really pushing my buttons, because only having the top 6 score makes mistakes like this impossible to come back from. Although he will likely just trade fastest lap with him and Norris if I had to guess. I guess as of right now, we're just trying to make sure that Mick is okay. And honestly, I think we can do 16 times. Because he does not, he's not going to have the pace to catch Verstappen, who only has a 3% tire disadvantage as compared to us. And George Russell is losing time to Mick, so at this point we are chilling.
Haas with an overtake.
Gasly overtakes Albano. Good. Let's see if we can, how much we can cut down that 10-second gap in the last 5 laps. Again, it's like safety car crash or who done it?
Copy.
Russell George crashing.
Take a look now.
Uh-oh.
Now, just watch the Mercedes.
Uh-oh, George. Spinning. Oh, big shunt. Big shunt for Russell George. Absolutely massive shunt. George Russell in the pits, in the bin. Pierre Gasly upgraded into the top 10, but will not have enough, as he has 7 seconds ahead to Magnussen. I mean, it's too far gone at this point. This new scoring structure is going to make mistakes like that very, very detrimental to the goals of the Haas F1 team, unfortunately. At this point, Pierre, just bring it home. Call off the dogs. He'll have fastest lap. That should give us some sponsor money. It won't give us any points, but it'll give us some sponsor money, and we will survive. We'll stay on board here with Mick, who's going to earn himself a podium here in Saudi Arabia off the back of the mistake by Pierre Gasly. And I'm wondering, I mean, we'll never know, but I'm wondering what if we had kept Pierre on the hard tire, not pitted him again. I'm wondering where he might have come out, but I don't think it would have been in the points. It might have been a little closer, but I don't think it would have been enough, unfortunately. So a little unfortunate, but nonetheless a fantastic drive from Mick Schumacher here today, as he moves up from P6 all the way up to the second step of the podium off of a fantastic drive. Mick Schumacher, first podium of the season. Love to see it. Congratulations, Mick.
So that is checkered flag.
Yeah, car was great.
Yeah, car was great.
Brilliant.
Leclerc finishes P5, Sainz P4, Checo Perez finishes P3. A great result for him. Lando Norris in the mud down there in P11. Pierre. Oh, Pierre.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well done. Good drive.
All right, Pierre, we got a lot to learn, don't we? We have a lot to learn.
He's living the dream. Exceptional work
Attaboy,
from
Mick.
Schumacher.
Attaboy. A fantastic podium from the young German who's trying to earn himself another contract with the Haas F1 team.
This podium is a true recognition of everyone who's been working
What a
so
what a
hard.
what a parody-full podium this is. You know, besides Max being on the top step, we have a Mick Schumacher and a Checo also up there. A great finish for Mick there. Fantastic
And it
stuff.
really comes as no surprise to see the Schumacher name up in lights.
No, it does not. Great finish from Mick there. Great stuff. Now we just need Pierre to come back stronger in Australia, and we'll be a-okay. Mick makes up 4 positions. We're gonna ignore the fact that Pierre lost 8, but Max overtakes Pierre in the drivers, takes a 6-point lead. Pierre does maintain P2, and Mick up into P3 in the driver standings so far. And for the constructors, we do drop to P2, now a 4-point deficit to the Red Bull, but more importantly, a 12-point gap to a Ferrari behind. So we are still making roads on our way towards a constructors championship, and we'll get there eventually, we hope. But nonetheless, 4.1 milli in the bank. A great result from Mick. Pierre in the bin in this one. It does the roller coaster of Haas F1 team transcends seasons, not just individual races. But on to Australia in the next one.